The Hidden Architecture of Civilization, Episode 1, The Forgotten Foundations. History is never neutral. What we are taught shapes not only what we know, but who we become. For centuries, textbooks have told a simple story. Civilization began in Mesopotamia, spread east and west, and slowly culminated in modern Europe. Yet fragments of a deeper record, ancient maps, monumental architecture, oral histories, and genetic evidence suggest something far more complex. Across continents, civilizations rose, fell, and intermingled long before official history began. The Moors ruled Iberia for centuries, preserving advanced mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. Evidence suggests their influence extended beyond the peninsula, potentially touching much of Europe, North Africa, and further along global trade networks. Skin tones, hair textures, and facial features across continents hint at populations that moved, mixed, and shared knowledge far earlier than conventional narratives admit. Meanwhile, the Americas were home to civilizations that defy simplistic timelines. The Olmecs, known for massive stone heads and monumental architecture, established complex societies with extensive trade. Across the Americas, indigenous peoples displayed remarkable diversity, dark skin, varied eye shapes, and broad phenotypes reflecting millennia of intercontinental migration and exchange. Tartarian maps and remnants of Tartarian-like empires in Eurasia hint at technological and cultural sophistication that rivaled recorded histories, suggesting that humans were not isolated but globally interconnected. Myths of Aztlan or Atlantis may preserve memories of a civilization that spanned continents, whose knowledge survived through survivors, oral traditions, and hidden networks. History, as we can see, has been carefully curated. Elite networks, financiers, monarchs, and secret societies understood that controlling knowledge was controlling people. Education, textbooks, and later universities became tools to codify obedience, suppress ancestral memory, and fragment global knowledge into narrow, divisive narratives. Figures celebrated in Western history, Voltaire, Hume, Bacon, promoted reason and progress selectively, often ranking non-European civilizations as primitive. Their philosophies provided a framework for managing belief and compliance, guiding generations to internalize hierarchies and accept curated truths. Education became a laboratory of psychological engineering. Bells, timetables, and standardized classrooms mirrored military discipline. Curricula emphasized certain histories, languages, and moral codes while erasing others. Literacy and numeracy, once tools for liberation, became mechanisms for control. Across the Americas, Africa, and Oceania, indigenous children were punished for speaking native languages or practicing ancestral knowledge. European children were stripped of dialects and folk traditions. Knowledge became a controlled commodity, molding populations to follow predictable patterns, often without realizing the broader historical erasure at play. Global intermixing was particularly threatening to the system. Genetic, linguistic, and archaeological evidence shows that humans traveled, traded, and mixed across continents for millennia. Recessive traits, skin tones, and features that skip generations are living records of these movements. The suppression of this truth, dividing peoples into rigid categories of race or purity, served elites by making populations easier to govern, divide, and manipulate. Survivors of advanced civilizations, whether Aztlan, Atlantis, Tartaria, or Moorish and indigenous networks, were co-opted, erased, or their knowledge weaponized to consolidate power. By controlling what was taught, who could teach it, and how knowledge was spread, elites ensured that global interconnection remained invisible. Universities, textbooks, and later media became tools not just for imparting knowledge, but for shaping perception, reinforcing obedience, and normalizing amnesia. Even dissent, intellectual debates, or student movements was anticipated or neutralized to maintain the narrative. From Moors to Tartaria, from Aztlan to Atlantis, the traces remain in ruins, in myths, in the genes of every population. The challenge is not only to uncover them, but to understand how they were hidden and why. In the next episode, we will examine how the Prussian mind factory transformed selective knowledge into obedience and structured thought, laying the foundation for modern control.